Hello there. I'm Scotty, and you're not, and it's time to finally finish up this franchise. It's been a long 3 days, 3 or 4 days since I started this. And I'm ready to end it. Amityville, The Awakening, a movie I saw back when it came out back in 2017. And I remember thinking this movie was okay, and watching it now, it's still okay. It's not. Some people, I've heard opposite. Oh, it's one of the worst, or the worst. Have you seen Amityville Curse? Or any of the other ones past the first one and the remake? There's worse than this. There's worse than this. Um, some people say it was one of the best. I think it sits in the middle of the franchise for me. I'll figure out where to place it, but that might ruin my score I give it. But yeah. So this movie stars Bella Thorne, who I know from the Disney Channel show Shake It Up, and she was in a few episodes of the MTV Scream TV series, and of course she's Bella Thorne, so she's everywhere. And the mom is played by Jennifer Jason Leigh, who I know from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Bella Thorne's two friends in this are Thomas Mann, who I know from Fun Size, and he was young Deputy Hawkins in Halloween Kills, and Taylor Spreitler, who is in Melissa and Joey, and I don't know if she's been in anything else. Maybe. And the older brother is played by Cameron Monaghan, who was in Shameless, and he was the Joker on Gotham. They couldn't call him that, but for all intents and purposes, he was. Because Joker's the only villain we need to focus on, right? They focused on other villains, but they had to work him in. Just like they had to work him in The Batman, even though they didn't announce who he was. They had to work him in. Right? Little sister, played by McKenna Grace, who was unknown here, but went on to do many things. Annabelle, Far From Home, and she's been in other movies, so she's gone on to do some stuff. And we have Kurtwood Smith, Red, I'll Put My Foot in Your Ass Foreman from that 70s show. And the aunt is played by Jennifer Morrison, you may know from Once Upon a Time. But I know her as one of Ted Mosby's ex-girlfriends on How I Met Your Mother. Sorry, I forgot the name. And here the story is that this family, they move into the Amityville house. In this film, none of the films are canon. And I'll explain why. The story of the DeFeo murders are canon. And I'm assuming so is the Lutz incident too, I guess. They don't mention them because legal stuff, but So I moved into the house, and because they're hoping that doctor there can help the brother who's been paralyzed because, as Belle explains later in the film, she was dating this guy who wanted naked pictures of her, so she sent them to him, and the next day when she woke up, they're all over the internet. And so the brother, who's supposed to be twin brother, but Cameron Monaghan is like 5 years older than her, but I don't know. Tackle the guy off a third story balcony and got paralyzed. So they're trying to help him out. And Dr. Kurtwood Smith here helping him out. So yeah, and strange things start to happen within the house and to the brother, and as his health starts to get better, it may not be just because of his health getting better. You know what I mean? So yeah, so she's told about what the house is, and it's really weird. This film takes place, I guess, in our universe, where the Amityville movies are just movies. They're not in continuity with this film at all. In fact, Thomas Mann's character is in here, and he's talking about movies. He's like, "Oh, I got the original Amityville Horror, starring James Brolin and Margot Kidder." And then, in case I brought Amityville Possession, Amityville 2, or we could watch the remake with Ryan Reynolds. Those are the only three that he mentions, because they're, you know. But yeah, maybe they're just the three well known, I guess. But yeah. So this movie started off very different. Because originally it was called Amityville: The Lost Tapes, which were going to be a found footage film following people exploring the house as weird things end up occurring. But somewhere along the way that got changed, a new script came in, was made, I guess I should say, and this was what we got. They filmed it for 5 weeks, which is not a lot of time. It was supposed to come out in 2014, but they ordered reshoots. This was come out in 2015. That didn't happen. It was shelved until 2017, like late 2017, November-ish 2017. This came out. So, yeah, not even in October. Halloween would make sense, but no. So, yeah, and once I heard there were reshoots, and I was watching another review and I talked about the reshoots, and they said that they think the scenes with the friends were reshoots, and I get that because I think I get where they're coming from, because they do feel kind of disjointed. There's one scene where they have an interaction with the mother, and that's it, and they're not seen again for the rest of the film. Really, there's another scene. There's one scene after that where the female friend Melissa is talking to her, and that's what she explains what happens. After that, we don't see them again. So it feels like maybe they filmed some extra stuff, stuck it in there to kind of add a little bit of comedy to it, a little bit of, to it. Maybe it wasn't long enough, because this was an hour and a half with those scenes in there. So, yeah. I like the idea of having someone who's paralyzed and the evil demonic force taking over the body slowly. It's a dark, very nice, very evil idea, as Dan Housen would say. Very nice, very evil idea. The execution in this, actually, I think it works pretty well, and I do like that they established that there is a certain point where he can go, because there's a point where she hears about the legend, and there's a red room apparently, so she types, because he starts being able to type the thing, and it says outside walk, and so the mom comes in thinking he typed it, and as they're outside, she's downstairs trying to break into the red room, which really doesn't end up going anywhere. But when the mom is moving around outside, he keeps looking, and you can tell that he's getting close to that. There's a line out there. And when you see that line, you're like, okay, somebody had to draw that line. It was not just for us at home. Somebody had to draw that line. And at the end of this scene, when they find the dead dog, Bella looks back, and he's right at the edge of the thing. And the look on the mom's face, right away you think, she knows something. She tells her mom what's going on. Eventually the mom confesses that she did it on purpose, thinking that whatever force is, apparently when her husband died and what happened to the brother happened, she lost the faith in God. But here's the thing. If you don't believe in God, you sure as hell won't believe in the devil. So for her to still think that there are demonic forces out there, even though she doesn't believe in God, it's kind of stupid to not believe in God but believe the devil exists. You think that'd be like a two-way street there. Like, if you don't believe in God, then there can't be a devil, right? Well, there can't be a God, there can't be a devil. But she does not believe in God anymore. But the devil, demons, demonic forces, she's cool with. I don't know. I mean, you may say, oh, they're devil worshippers. Yeah, but even devil worshippers believe there's at least a God out there. No matter how much they say there is no God or whatever. there has to be something in the back of your head that says, well, if the devil exists, so does he. So does God. So, I'm not trying to preach. I'm not a preacher. I'm like, hey, man, get the lamp out of the way. No, I'm just saying, it doesn't make much sense. So she basically confesses later, I did it to help him, and it does help him up. We had this weird dream. She tries to get her sister out of there, and her mom knocks her unconscious. And when she wakes up, he's up walking around and having dinner. And then all of a sudden, at the dinner table, blood starts coming down, and it's a dream. This whole thing's a dream. I'm like, oh. But he does, levitate up. He gets his muscle mass back, and he's up and walking around. He kills the mom, because there's a thing downstairs in the red room that says kill them all. I don't know if that's from the original movie or not. I don't know. But that's the only reason why she broke in there, so that we can then see it saying kill them all. But we already kind of saw it before. I don't know. It was after the sister. The sister's presumed dead, I guess, and she ends up tackling. Belle ends up tackling off the thing, and tries to convince him that he's back to normal. But then says, if she's dead, you and I only have each other. Mom's dead. Juliet's dead. It's only you and I. She pulls him across the thing, and special effects on this, him turning back into the petrified version of himself. Nice effects. It's nice transition. So I like that. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff at the school that I thought was just... I think everything that was at the school might have been reshoots. I think. For the most part, it seems, because those feel the most out of place. Everything that's at the house makes a lot of sense. I think maybe in the original script, she wasn't in school yet, because she just got there. Maybe the summertime. Who knows? But... it just kind of feels like everything with the friends and the school stuff is kind of, she does find out about the house from them, but there also could have been a different cut where she, meets someone in town and they tell her, hey, you live in that house or something. I don't know. But, and we have the flies again. The flies scare off Kurtwood Smith. He's not a priest, he's a doctor this time. And even though he experiences this, and he knows there's something going on in that house, at the end it is explained that Belle is the number one suspect, but she claims her brother did it, and the sister corroborates, and they found the brother's fingerprints on the weapons used. But then they said the doctor refuted it, saying no, he was in a coma and he'll never wake up, even though he saw something in that house and said he was done and never coming back. He's still denying it, and I don't understand why he would deny it. Maybe he's just trying to put some logic in there. Maybe he's like, logic dictates this shouldn't work. I don't know. But now the girls are essentially, orphans. They're not going to live in that house again. Where are they going to go? This is fine. It's definitely middle of the road for me. It was okay. The acting was decent. It was Jennifer Jason Leigh after all, but it's in the middle of this franchise for me because it's better than some of the bad ones, but it's worse than some of the better ones. It's in the middle. So, yeah, middle of the road, definitely. But yeah, that's it. I'm done. 10 movies in 3 or 4 days. Done. Dun 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 dun. So let me write that down. Middle of the road. So I'm gonna start uploading this video, and I'm gonna work on the ranking. I gotta figure out which is going where before I record. Then I'll record it, and then after this one's uploaded, I will upload the ranking, and then everything will be done. And I'm gonna do another franchise. I know I should get back to the ones that I was doing, but I don't know. I have Sam Raimi. I have the Big 10, 2000 movies. But I feel like I should go for a smaller franchise of 3 films, and I'll announce that in my ranking video. Just ones I want to do. So, what are your thoughts on Amityville: The Awakening? Comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'm Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.